Hi, good afternoon. It's Jim from maverickstar Observatory. I just wanted to, take a bit of time out to thank a few people. We're up to date with pretty much everything, as far as we could be. We're going to be breaking out the SD cards again on the 27th of this, to a month now, to locate the latest position of the magnetic North Pole. And if you've been following recently, you'll know why that is, because of the unusual behaviour of the magnetic North Pole. First of all, coming to a grinding halt for the first time in over 120 years. And secondly, backtracking on itself, heading towards east as opposed to what it's been doing for the last 120 years, migrating westerly. And we know exactly where it's going. It's going towards central Russia. We know why it's going towards central Russia is because it's the highest intensity. We know why it left Canada, because the intensity over Canada is reducing and quicker now than it ever has done. You can see on a 7-year scale on a video that I usually put up there. You can see the rate in which it's declining, that magnetic intensity over Canada. So no wonder why we see it migrating at a faster rate, at least since the 90s. So what I wanted to do in this video is just let you know I'm still here. We're not going nowhere. It's very much work as usual for us here. We've got the equipment that does pretty much all the hard work for us in gathering the data every 3 seconds resolution, and then our superstars in Arizona, Canada, and sometimes now we have it dropped in from Australia, from Jeff, one of our superstars there. We've got one of our superstars in Canada, Kendall, and we've got Scott in Arizona. And we are still working on trying to resolve an issue with the magnetometer so we can get it back out to Colombia, so we can keep an eye on what's going on with that intensity down there in the south, with the South Atlantic anomaly. So with no further ado, I just want to say a big thank you to a few people. And I've got to say this, we've had a couple more people step up to the mark, and some people said, oh, come on, Gene, they're only now, chipping in a few bucks because you're mentioning the names. I don't believe that that's the case. I think that, the closer we get to this anomaly, coming to some sort of crescendo, and that's exactly what I feel that we're about to watch over the coming months. And I've always said March was the target month where we should start to see some activity really progressing. And a month before we hit March, we've seen that. We've seen the magnetic North Pole come to a halt, go back, and then stop. So we're just wondering what's going to be the next situation with the magnetic North Pole. Is it going to be going westerly? Is it going to be in the same current position as it is now, or is it going to go further back east? We will find out on the 27th. Remember, guys, this is a really important anomaly that's taking place with our Earth. The last time our Earth went through a significant magnetic reversal was 780,000 years ago. There have been some excursions, the last being just as we came out the last glacial period, around 12 to 15,000 years ago. We had a magnetic excursion. Obviously, magnetic excursions don't last very long, and they usually go back to their original poles where they was. So in effect, it's a failed magnetic reversal. But the last one was, like I say, 12 to 15,000 years ago, just as we were coming out the last glacial period, and there wasn't many people in big numbers on this Earth with regards to human beings at that time. We've really significantly multiplied our presence on this planet to the point now where we're at 8 billion people. I would hazard a guess and say we would be lucky if there was 5 million 12,000 years ago inhabiting the Earth. And it should come as no surprise as to why that is, because like the animal kingdom, the amount of food that any animals like tigers can put their hands on, it really restricts their size of their pride, their group. So it's no different from human beings. And the reason why I say I'm not surprised that there was such small numbers in comparison to today's time, 12,000 years ago, is because during a glacial period, and we would have been in that glacial period for at least 90,000 years, but during that period, a lot of the arable productive lands that we enjoy today would have certainly been offline, just like we're seeing now happen all over the world in various locations. We're seeing agricultural land go offline because it doesn't suit the crops. And what obviously naturally these commercial farmers do is they go for something that will suit, and then it's not long before the land is not suitable for that crop, and they go down the food chain like this until it becomes impossible to grow anything, or the seasons become that short that they're lucky if they get one good season. And then the only point past that point is one season's worth of crop, but at a very low yield and very low quality. And of course, like everything else that is in demand, when things are scarce, they become very expensive, and that's why our valuable metals like gold, platinum, palladium are rare metals, and therefore they demand a higher price. It's common sense, and that is what happens with food. That is what happens with good commercial farmland that is still usable today. The prices soar. So let's go and mention a few people that donated. Now, we had 11,000 people, and we've probably got 20 people that donated over the last 3 days. 11,000 people watched the last video. I had vidIQ send me a congratulations because we've totaled now 5 million views on YouTube. And God, what I really wish we'd have had advert revenue running for that period of time, because we might have earned a few bucks for the observatory. But as you guys know, with strikes, they don't allow you to monetize your channel, so we can't put adverts on here. And in any case, it's not really about the money or raising revenue through adverts. What this is about is informing people and not being biased by it. People are just as much entitled to this information in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Lithuania, Poland, Estonia. I think I've mentioned most of the Eastern Bloc there, but you get my point. We're not barring anybody from the information. What we do is we ask for a donation. Some people do chip in a few bucks, and that's what keeps us going. That's what pays for a silicon photo multiplier, £118 each. That's what pays for a reel of nylon so that we can 3D print the housing for things like our oxygen sensor. And we're going to be making a new design for the magnetometers that come out soon. And we also 3D print the muon detector cases. So these few people, like we've had over the last 3 days, really are the backbone of the workings and the fundings that goes on with our observatory. And what, all I can say is a huge thank you to Doug, Ian, Teresa, Shadon and partner, Amanda, Todd, Eric, David, Catherine, Lynn, Brad, Chris, Brian, Joe, Eva and Alberta, and company, Judy and Claudia. You guys over the last 3 days took it upon yourselves to chip in a few bucks and help us keep kicking that can down the road here with regards to informing people globally on an international scale of what's going on during these times. And as you know, we don't just talk about the TriMag data, the magnetosphere data. If you go onto the website, it's dedicated to a lot of geo-anomalies like earthquakes, current volcanoes, solar data, space weather, Schumann frequency, other magnetometer data that is being collected from other observatories, and a lot of other geo-anomalies that we cover on the website. We tried to make it a one-stop shop for anyone that wasn't complacent about what is going on in their world. because we all know what happens when you get complacent. You know, now over 40,000 people died recently in Turkey and Syria during that latest earthquake that erupted there. So just gives you an idea of, you know, how much we shouldn't be complacent, how much we are all vulnerable. And it might not be an earthquake, it could be equally, you know, one of us living in the path of a volcanic eruption, or you know, we could easily be subdued to sub-zero temperatures, record-breaking sub-zero temperatures, like we've witnessed already, you know, take place around the world. You know, very difficult times a lot of us face, and you know, like I said, it is just literally a matter of luck more than anything else that we haven't been involved in any of these events already. So we shouldn't take it for granted. Anyhow, guys, I don't want to keep you any longer than what I should do. You know, if I come up with anything well worth, I feel your, you know, your needs to know, I'm going to bring it to your attention. And until then, you know what I'll say, you know, you take care of your loved ones. Guys, still 20 people out of 11,000 is a very shortfall. You know, what is that? 2 people in 1,000. You know, it'd be great if we could do something about this. You know, if we could raise a few more books, if we could just encourage a few more people to see, you know, things the way we do here, you know, we can help more people. And at the end of the day, this is and can well be life-saving information. So, you know, I won't keep you anymore. You know, you take care of your loved ones, and I'll say what I usually do. You know, I'm still here with you guys, as always. Bye for now.